Hey everyone, it's Aaliyah and welcome back to Aaliyah TV Reacts. So, anyways, today's video is not gonna be it's just not gonna be a happy one. I do try to you know, be like happy and cheerful, joyful on my channel. And yeah, but no, this needs some light shed on it, and that's what I want to do. Like, more people need to hear about this story, so we're gonna be reacting to it. I haven't watched this video, so this is my raw reaction, just about all my videos are. But yeah, so very much a trigger warning right now. Heavy trigger warning. Heavy trigger warning. Um, so the video that we're about to watch is from the Shade Room from their TSR Investigate series, and it's titled Virginia NICU nurse accused of breaking baby's bones on purpose. And this was posted 9 days ago and it has 39,000 views. 39,000 views, yeah. So let's just hear this. Let's hear this.
Under the jail.
Somebody's got to be held accountable.
This NICU nurse in Virginia accused of the unthinkable, going on a spree, breaking baby's bones on purpose.
I got to do something.
Hospital staff told his dad that one of his twins had a broken leg.
It was pain. That was their first emotion.
And it allegedly happened to over a half dozen babies at the same hospital. All of them.
Like, a half a dozen babies at the hospital. I hope they felt like something was wrong. I really hope they just felt like something was wrong. Like, why are these babies? Why do we have babies with a broken, like, what? Like, oh my God.
With one similar trait. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. It may be easy to justify one baby breaking a bone in a neonatal intensive care unit, also known as a NICU in a hospital, but 7 babies over the course of a year or so. It's why the NICU at the Henrico Doctors Hospital in Richmond, Virginia is shut down right now. In 2023, the hospital started noticing, quote, unexplainable fractures amongst their newborn babies. Dominique Hackey was one of the first parents to come forward after one of his twin boys suffered an unexplainable tibia fracture. It would take a year for him and his family to realize that they wouldn't be the only family going through the same thing.
It's the ultimate level of betrayal.
I am so glad that that place is currently shut down. Like, cause it ain't no way. I'm so glad that place is shut down. I'm so glad, like, and like just having babies breaking bones. Like, what are you talking about? What are you, like, oh my God, okay.
That they wouldn't be the only family going through the same thing.
It's the ultimate level of betrayal.
Because on August 25th, 2023, Dominique Hackey and his wife, they were already going through it. Their twins were 2.5 months premature. One twin, baby Micah, was having breathing issues. However, his brother, baby Noah, thankfully was born completely healthy. But about a week into their NICU stay, his wife got a heads up.
The nurse told her she wasn't allowed to hold Noah.
Why is that? Did they notice something was wrong?
So at that point, we didn't know. They just said, it's up to the nurse's discretion whether, you can hold the baby because he was so small. He was 3 pounds.
The very next day, another red flag.
So September 3rd, we both go into the hospital, nurses swallowing Noah, and just kind of like looks back over her shoulder, just kind of like that, and was like, hey, just wanted to let you know, I noticed his foot was discolored. He's not moving it like the right foot. So we went and got some x-rays, determined that he had a fracture. Do you want to hold him? And I said, no.
By that point, he still hadn't held Noah at all and knew that something was going on. So he told his own mother, who's a director of nursing herself in Washington, D.C.
And she was the first person to say that that's not right. We sit with the doctor on staff. He kind of walks us through, well, hey, we're thinking it.
Okay, so the whole thing about them saying, "Oh, don't hold the baby," like I could kind of understand that in a way, I guess. Maybe if it's like first time parents, they might feel a little bit nervous and then their baby being so small and all that stuff. I think I can totally see that, understand that. Like even me, I get nervous to like hold babies. Like I don't really hold nobody's baby. Like never mind. I'm lying, y'all. I ain't been around no babies in like years. In years. I'm sorry. But you know, that's kind of strange because, okay, as they were like telling the story, I'm wondering, dang, well, how did they realize that the baby's foots were broken, but discoloration makes sense and not being able to move it? And oh my God, those poor babies, because y'all, babies' bones are like, they're very, they're still, working, forming, all that stuff, but it's just like, that is so sad. This poor little baby. Like you got like, and guys, remember, babies can't talk. They can't like let us know like what's going on, what's wrong with them, and all that stuff. That's why like I was so relieved when my little brother can actually speak and say what he wants, say what he wanted and stuff like that. Like sometimes I didn't understand what the heck he was talking about because he wouldn't pronounce it right. So I'll be like, but a small baby, oh my goodness. Oh, but you know what? So his mom is like a director of nursing, which I'm so glad she was for real, because they probably was the one to like bust this wide open, like seriously.
Walks us through, well, hey, we're thinking it could have been an injection that was given too rough, and that's what fractured his tibia.
Which is basically your shin. It's the biggest bone in your lower leg.
They said they were opening an internal investigation in the hospital, and they'll just update us along the way. Couple weeks fast forward, they tell us, hey, we were unable to find the person responsible, but we're going to put some cameras in. We're going to implement new trainings on the proper way to give injections.
Henrico police told them that they too were opening up an investigation, but as time passed,
Hear from Henrico Police Department again, we're closing your case. Nobody was criminally liable. We were unable to find the person who did this. However, we did determine that this was child abuse. Somebody intentionally abused your child. You're telling me somebody abused my child, but you're doing nothing about it. Okay. All right. Tough pill to swallow.
months later, CPS also came back with a level 1 report. In Virginia, that means it's, quote, injuries or conditions real or threatened that result in or were likely to have resulted in serious harm to a child, end quote. But again, he says they couldn't quite prove who was responsible.
But they were telling us again, case is closed.
That was until December 2024 when Hackey finally got some answers. Henrico police arresting 26-year-old Aaron Stropman and Nick.
So this is a 26-year-old. Look at her. Why are you crying? Why are you crying in this mugshot, ma'am? Why? Why are you crying? Like, is that what the babies did after you did what you did to them? Like, what is the purpose of what is going on with your face right now in this mugshot? Because you did what you did to them babies and you went about life like ain't nothing happened. You went about life like nothing happened, I'm sure, until you was caught. Cause you didn't turn yourself in. They saying they caught up to you. So what? Like what? So you was crying? Is this what this redness is? Or is this redness from embarrassment? Because everybody's finna see. Everybody is seeing this picture and everybody is looking at it. Everybody knows. Everybody knows your dirty little nasty secret. Everybody knows what you've been doing to them babies. Everybody knows now. And you going straight under the jail all the way down, straight down to where Satan lives. That's where you going. He already got your suite picked out, okay? He already got everything set up and picked out for you. And it's in the I know it's in the hottest part. It's in the hottest part, okay? Because what you did was very evil. And he probably likes stuff like that. So he gonna put you up. He gonna put you up in the hottest part. The hottest part down there. That's exactly where you gonna be. Let's run it back so we can make sure we get her name and everything.
Police arresting 26-year-old Aaron Stropman, a NICU nurse at Henrico Doctors Hospital, in connection with a separate incident that occurred in November. In a news release, Henrico Police said in part, quote, that the police division is utilizing all available resources to ensure a thorough investigation into this matter. This involved reviewing dozens of videos from inside the NICU. As previously mentioned, detectives are re-examining the 2023 and 2024 cases as part of the broader investigation, end quote.
When you see her mugshot, when you see her, what goes through your mind?
Anger. Anger, honestly. I don't think I have any words that you could post or do anything with, but it's just sheer anger. And angry that she smiled in so many people's faces and was doing this behind their backs.
He says he does remember Stropman, but she wasn't a nurse that they had many interactions with. She seemed nice, she seemed normal, but nonetheless, he says that he will not stop until there's justice for not only his son, but at least those 7 other babies involved. He made contact with the other victims' families during Stropman's arraignment last week. He learned that all of the newborn victims were boys with a range of injuries from forearm fractures, broken ribs, knees, and tibia bones. One child victim had 12 fractures.
And their first emotion was pain.
Yo, so she was targeting the boys? Like, it wasn't just like any baby would do for her. It wasn't any baby. She specifically targeted the boys. This is so sick. This is so, like, innocent babies. Innocent babies, they haven't done anything to anybody. Like, I mean, they probably teared the mama up. That's about it. But they've literally done nothing to nobody. And you decided to target little baby boys to do things with. And it wasn't just the broken leg, they had other broken things that they had on the screen. And it's just very, very sad. And it's just like, wow, like who, it just makes it hard because it's like, wow, you want to trust these caregivers, you want to trust these people. And this lady was out here freaking doing this to baby boys in particular. Like, oh my goodness, that is just so sad. Let me run this back some. Okay, so so they had fractured forearm fractures, broken ribs, broken knees, and broken tibia bones. Like, I really want to know how these broken bones will affect them, like, as they grow up. Like, I really want to know. Like, I know when, older kids and people like that get these injuries, like, we wear the cast, it heals, blah blah blah, like, it might be a little bit bigger than the other foot or whatever, or something might, you might cannot, do something, you might have a screw here, there, whatever. I just want to know, like, how will these, what kind of life will these babies have? Like, will they be okay, you know will their bone, like how is that gonna, like, that's what I wonder about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because everybody deserves to have a normal life, a fulfilling life, be able to do things they want to do, especially if you were born with that capability, like being able to do that. You okay, they were, these happened to the NICU babies, so yeah, you might have came a little bit early, you might have, a little something something. But if all your bones are fine and the baby wasn't born with any like ailments or nothing like that, will prevent them from, like, walking, having all their bones working and all that stuff. It's just like mind boggling. Like, how is this gonna affect them as they grow when they get older? Like, what I'm saying, somebody, a broken rib, like, how does that look? Like, how, it's just so many questions that I have. Like, what I'm saying? Like, can that boy, will he be able to participate in sports normally? or is it going to be like no contact sports? Like, jeez.
And their first emotion was pain, and that haunts me. I'm not gonna stop until Henrico Hospital is held accountable for that, because it's too much. It's too many people. It's such a short period of time. Somebody's got to be held accountable.
And accountability right now is the biggest question. Hackey says that there were multiple failures across the board. He says that it took the hospital 19 days to even report baby Noah's case to CPS. He then says CPS, they dropped the ball because they purged all of the calls related to the case because they were told by a hospital physician that there was nothing malicious that came out of the investigation, but that certainly wasn't true because Hackey says they received a letter from the hospital saying that child abuse was being reported. Now, the hospital, in a statement, they said in part, quote, that we are both shocked and saddened by this development in the investigation, and we're focused on continuing to care for our patients and providing support to our colleagues who have been deeply and personally impacted by this investigation. We're grateful to those colleagues who have dedicated their professional lives to the care and safety of our patients, as well as to law enforcement and other agencies who have worked aggressively and tirelessly with us on this investigation. Our labor and delivery services continue uninterrupted. For babies needing NICU care, we'll assess them, stabilize, and facilitate a transfer to an appropriate facility once available, end quote. Now, the good news is that Hackey says that his twins, they are happy, they're thriving young toddlers, despite the fact that their first few days were very traumatic. Now, as far as Erin Stroutman, her next court date is March 24th. She faces malicious wounding and felony child abuse charges. Of course, we'll let you know what happens. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
Thanks, Justin. So, wow. Wow, that was crazy. That was so crazy. Honestly, I'm glad the babies are okay now in the future and they're thriving and everything like that. And I hope all the other babies that was affected by this, like this spawn of a demon chick, like just, oh my goodness. I hope all the other babies are doing fine and great and are thriving. And, I hope she gets the prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. She gets the max on every single thing. But, those tears, she seemed like a coward to me. So I feel like, she going to stick around and wait for them to offer her some sort of deal and take it, because that's the vibe she gives me. She crying up in that mugshot. Like, yeah. So this was really sad, but I wanted to put this out there, make sure people know, like, I don't know if anybody like been to any hospital, had anything happened, or like seen like something happen, because it's so many things that happen with the nurses, a doctor, like, Dr. Death is the nickname they got. The guy who's in Dallas doing all the back surgeries and messing people up and doing all these crazy things. So this is not a new concept of people in the medical field mistreating patients and doing devious things. But to actual babies, I think that's where it's like, what I'm saying? So yeah, wow. I hope the families are okay. I hope everybody is like, and the only like upside is that the babies will never remember that moment, because they were just so tiny, so little, just now getting here. So, that's like the only sort of small silver lining, is that they will never remember that happening, the pain that it was causing them, and things like that. And I don't even think that's like like anything of that offers any sort of comfort in knowing. But I mean, yeah, and now that they're thriving, but the parents are always going to think about this. It's always going to be on their mind. So yeah, my heart goes out to the parents for real, and the babies too. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video informative, And yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Did you hear about this story? Have you heard any similar stories? Like I mentioned about Dr. Death, and there was the one with the nurse who was like, doing all that stuff, like offing people and whatnot like that. People are crazy. But anyways, yeah, so that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this, be sure that you subscribe to the channel and thumbs up the video, and check out my other more you know, happier topics that aren't so heavy to cleanse your palate. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.